Hello everyone, welcome back to Livedocs. So Livedocs is an advanced AI agent for data analytics. You can literally just ask questions and upload the data, and we generate you insights straight away. So today we are going to have a look on how to predict the best marketing campaign to do. And according to my data that I provided, give me some insights, give me some feedback, and give me the best channels give me the best campaign that I've done, and then analyze the best campaign to do in the next few months. So here are the steps that we are going to do to perform a marketing campaign analysis. So first we have to load the data in CSV file. I combine the data from Instagram, from Facebook, from the channels that I'm using. And also after that, we need to understand the data. We need to get to know, are there any missing data? What the data looks like, what data is included, the format of the data, any missing values we need to handle or anything. Next, we need to understand the key statistic. For example, the mean, the median, the statistic value for each columns of each data. And then next, we're gonna understand how's the data quality, and then to generate some of the business questions that's important for this case. We are going to analyze the performance for each channels we are using. For example, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or which one is the best according to the previous result. And then next, we have organized previous campaigns before, so as I mentioned, and we are going to analyze the performance for each campaign. And next, the performance of the engagement, the conversions analysis for each of the campaign that we've organized. And number 8, we have to understand the trend analysis. Next, we are going to understand the weaknesses of each campaigns in order to understand are we doing things well? Are we doing things right? What can we improve? And then number 10, we will discover some opportunities from the previous campaigns and the channels we have used, which one is the best, any opportunity that we can improve. And last but not least, generate future marketing plan according to what we have analyzed. And then lastly, we are going to provide a summary. So I'm using Livedocs for this analysis. Livedocs, as I mentioned, is a tool for faster data analysis. You can literally just ask AI agent to help to analyze data. You can create a notebook, or even you can create an app with a notebook in order for better presentation to share with your team. Try out Livedocs. First, as we mentioned, we are going to load the data. Now you can see this is my data set. It's in CSV file. We have the date, and we have the campaign name, we have the channels, we have the impressions, clicks, click-through rate, conversion rate for each, cost of the campaign, and then the revenue generated by each campaign, and then how's the engagement, the bounce rate, average sessions, durations. And we have about 550 rows, so the data will be from 2025 August until February 2026. And now we saw the whole data set. How does it look like? We will have to understand the data. So we are turning the CSV file into a data frame, and then do all this, and then we will get this. So for each date, the date format, we need to understand the date format, and then the campaign name is in object, the channel is in object type, and the impression is in number, and click-through rates, like you can generally see the data type for each column. It's very important to know that, otherwise you're going to get errors in the future and then you don't even know why. So the date range, as I mentioned, we have data from August 25 until February 2026, and the channels will be Google Ads, organic Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, and Facebook ads. And campaigns that we've done before, so product launch, spring sale campaign, back to school campaign, brand awareness campaign, and all these campaigns you can see. So which one's performing the best? Which one is performing good? Which one is not really good? What channels are the best? So we don't know. So here are the things that we need to organize and analyze. Are there any missing values? Are there any zero values? And the cost columns, which is here, we have got 125 zeros and 0 negatives. And next, we need to understand the data summary. The statistic, which we can just use the describe. And you can see here the statistics that we have analyzed from a data set. Count, impression, we've got 550, the clicks 550 rows, and then also the bounce rate. Aggregate the metrics to calculate the total revenue, how many have we spent, how many conversions, how many clicks, how many impressions, and the overall return of ad spend, how much is that. So now you get an understanding how much did you spend on, how much you earn, how much you spend, how much convert, how many clicks you get, and how many impressions you get from the previous few months. Basically, I'm sure you have some understanding of the data. And next, we are going to understand the data quality and generate some of the business questions we are going to ask ourselves in order to really understand what are we trying to organize, what are we trying to analyze here. And I'm actually using AI for this. So as you can see, the AI told me that there are 110 roles with 0 cost, there's 0 conversions, some days have clicks but no conversions. Or you can see, and missing fields that will improve analysis, for example, like customer segmentations, I can have that in the data set that will improve the analysis. The product service categories, are they using mobile, desktop, geographic data, so lifetime value. So all these channels, all these columns, I can have that in the future analysis, which I have to start collecting now. And the business questions I can ask, and the Livedocs AI suggested me which channels highest drive revenue, return of investment, and which campaigns are the most cost efficient. How is the performance trending over time? Where are we wasting budget? Like, where are we spending too much money? Because sometimes you don't even know where did you spend the money on, and which one has the lowest return. We don't know. Which channels have the best engagement but poor conversions? Conversion, it's the ultimate thing for business. And are there signs of campaigns fatigue? For example, like you created too many times of that fatigue. People are tired of seeing that. And what's the optimal budget allocations? Which campaigns should we scale or cut? So from the business questions generated by AI, you can now have a directions of where you should go. And now it's time to analyze each channels that we have used before. We group the channels and then we aggregate into the sum of each column. And this is the result. So Google Ads revenue of 389,922, and the cost for these ads is about 130,348. And for Instagram ads, we have revenues about 121,094 cents, and so on. And then next we have to analyze whether the ads are useful. What's the return on ad spend? For Instagram ads has the highest return, as you can see, but we spend a lot of money on Google Ads, but it's only generating like slight better. Instagram has way better returns on ad spend, as you can see, and the cost is much lower, but Google Ads has cost a bit higher, and the profit generated by Instagram ads is not bad, and it's slightly better, but Instagram ads has the most cost effective return of ad spend, as you can see. And conversion volume, Google Ads has the highest conversion, and Instagram Ads is like the second place, and the revenue generated by Google Ads is about this much and this much. And next, after analyzing the channels, now we have to analyze the campaign. Now we group the campaign name and aggregate them into its sums. And here are the results. We can see here are the campaign that we have organized. So this is the revenue that we generated from this campaign. As you can see, the spring sale has the highest revenue, conversions of about 724, and cost is about 37,121.70 cents. Return of ad spend about 3.40, and then the profit generated is about 89,000. And the second will be lead generations and so on, as you can read here. And from this we can see the highest cost of the campaign being spent here. It's this one, the spring sale. And then the return of ad spend, it's actually this one. Summer promotion has the highest return of ad spend. So that's good analysis. And then conversion, which one is the highest conversion, which is spring sales. And the revenue obviously is this one. And efficiencies, as we mentioned, summer promotion has the highest return of ad spend. So a campaign about summer promotions performing is really good. And the cost per action is about 38.50, and the revenue we generated is about 88,000, and the cost is about this much. And from here we can see the revenue generated. The highest one will be this one. This one. The spring sale has the highest revenue, and the cost is the highest one as well. So So as we can see, summer promotion has the highest return of ad spend, but spring sale has generated the highest revenue, but also the cost is a little bit high. So as you can see from the chart, Google Ads has the highest revenue, conversion is about 2,148, and Instagram ad this is second place. And the return of ad spend, Instagram ads has the highest return of ad spend, and Facebook ads the second, but Google ads the third place. And then the channel budgets and performance. So now we are at this stage, previous campaign engagement versus conversions analysis. This is important because previously we are analyzing the revenue and the conversions and then the ad spend. But for this case, we are analyzing the engagement versus the conversion. So they engage, they click, and they read the campaign, they read the ads or something, but how's the conversions of that? We don't know. So here are the results generated by Livedocs agent, and we can see here the highest engagement but low conversion channels will be Facebook, and Instagram has the best return of ad spend as we see. Higher is really good for revenue growth. And from the graph we can see spring sales has the highest cost per acquisitions and also a highest conversions. And the summer promotion has the lowest cost per acquisitions and then the lowest total conversions. The revenue has decreased since December 2025. Maybe it's because of December is a bit quiet, and yeah, but sales getting a bit more during the holiday seasons up until December, and then the conversion rate decreasing as well. And next we are detecting the weaknesses for each campaigns. And from all of the analysis that we have done, Livedocs agent suggested that budget waste Google Ads return of ad spend it's about 2.99, and we have wasted potentially about $32,000 on this. For LinkedIn ads, we have wasted about 20,000. Google Ads drives 37.6% of revenue, and the risk of that would be we are over reliance on a single channel. If Google costs rise, or margin will collapse and the cost will increase. So that's another thing we have to take cautious of. Then the early period of CPA is about 44.96. The recent period is about 49.7. And as we can see, there is an increase in the cost per actions. And from the analysis, we saw that the spring sales, the click-through rate has decreased 12.6%, and the conversion rate has decreased of 4.6% as well. So as you can see, there's fatigue detected, and also the new customer acquisitions and the lead generations and the summer promotions. And in addition to that, we have saw that Instagram has the highest return of ad spend, but only 17.3 of spend. So Instagram could be more budget friendly and efficient. Also, Google has a great return of ad spends, but also underutilized. So that's another opportunity we have to do. And months, it's about this. It's on December, as we can see from the graph. It's about 214,000. Lowest month is this month because it just started. So it's around February 2026 because it's just half the month. After the weaknesses analysis, the previous campaign analysis, the channel analysis, we have discovered some opportunity, and Livedocs suggested us a few. For example, we have to refresh fatigue campaign. For example, it's spring sale, new customer acquisition campaign, and double down on summer promotion campaign because we see it has the highest returns of investment. And also use more Instagram and scale it by 50%. And reallocate the Google holiday campaign budget to product launch. As you can see, if Google Ads increase, scale Facebook retargeting. As I mentioned before, Facebook has great return of ad spend, but we didn't use that much. Also reduce LinkedIn ads because we saw that return of ad spend is not really that good. So yeah, and here are the graph you can see. And after all analysis, we are here to generate the future marketing plan. Livedocs suggested in the next 90 days, we have to test out Instagram, and we need to increase the Instagram ads by 50% and target Instagram audience for example, like the current followers we have and also similar audience we have. Maybe the messagings would be product focused visuals with direct click-through rate, call to actions. So we need a stronger call to actions and more visual design of the ads. Budget can be 22K per month, and then the success KPI, it has to be about 4.5 plus the return of ad spend. And then the second will be the spring sales, and you can read here. And Livedocs suggested me a few. Finally, we have analyzed everything. Now we understand a lot of things. And here are the summary Livedocs has generated. Scale Instagram ads by 50%. Why? Because Instagram delivers the highest return, as we have mentioned a lot of time. And refresh your fatigue campaigns. Why? Because spring sales and new customer acquisitions campaign shows 12 to 20% drops in click-through rate. So audience are tuning in the same as they feel bored. And the third, shift budget from LinkedIn to Instagram and Facebook. 3 things to stop doing: running the same ads for months and months, and over-investing in LinkedIn ads, because as we see, LinkedIn doesn't really have a good return of ad spend, and stop running Google Ads holiday campaign. We are mentioned a lot of times Instagram and Facebook ads. If we don't do anything, we are going to have a declining margins, because the CPA has already risen 10.7 over the past 3 months, and multiple campaigns are showing fatigue signals. We have wasted 53,000 in that, and if the current trends continue, we are going to have 60K loss in total, so that's not good. So here are the summary. That's basically a walkthrough and the analysis for marketing campaign. If you wanted to go to this link, I put it down in the comment sections. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next analysis again. So check out Livedocs for more and start using Livedocs.